Ready?
Yep.
Now, one thing I never forget is a bottle opener.
There's always way to open bottles.
Well, I never forget. One time I was got to the rink playing hockey and forgot my helmet. I think it was at Ice Palace.
You're a goalie. Why do you need a helmet?
Why do I need a helmet as a goalie, right?
Especially at the Ice Palace.
This guy. Welcome back to Hawaii Real. I'm here with one of my friends, Anthony Sabatini.
Yep.
He's with Honolulu Fire Department. And before that, you were EMT?
City and County for 2
City
years.
and County EMT?
Yep. Before that, the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard, too? Okay. Now, Anthony's going to come out here and talk to us a little bit about what's like being in the fire department, the trials and tribulations, but mostly we're going to touch on today's modern day society with like offending people and social media and
I'm the guy to have on.
how people just, they take things out of line and they get too serious, too offended. It's like, what happened to the good old days where
you can't even say anything nice today anymore and people are going to take offense to it.
Right, like...
You can't.
You try to be nice and they take it in the wrong context. Yes. It's like...
Well, like you last night on Instant Messaging. I guess the sarcasm didn't go across in text
sarcasm,
messaging.
That's the thing. Sarcasm doesn't always translate over text and over social media and stuff like that. And I was being completely sarcastic.
So was I.
Okay.
That's the problem right there. So, sarcasm over text just doesn't work.
So. Yeah. And so I think, lately when I've stopped arguing and making arguments and stuff on Facebook for the most part.
Yeah.
Or I'll tone it down a whole lot. Or I'll put, if I'm saying something sarcastic, I'll put in quotations, sarcasm.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise,
which is terrible. It's like, dude, come on. I'm not serious when I'm saying stuff like
I think because the way it is today, that people are so involved in social media that they have lost the ability to communicate like this.
Right.
And the sarcasm, they forget all about it when you are trying to be sarcastic because all they see is this. Mm-hmm. Right? That's all that people do nowadays.
Yeah, the face-to-face talk, whether it be about politics or, religion or, the current state of affairs anywhere, it's gotten convoluted and people take things the wrong way a lot of times.
They do. And I know a lot of people that will not talk to other people just based on what they've posted on Facebook, even if it is a funny meme, right?
That's
they
so
just
wrong.
take it way too serious.
So you need to talk to people. You need to get the conversations going. And that's one of the reasons why I have this podcast going, is to, bring people back to the table and just talk.
Good luck.
And get the ideas out.
I came from an Italian household where we all got around and talked, and we could scream and yell, and during dinner and at the end of the dinner, everything was fine. Yeah. I mean, I've had friends over and girlfriends over, and they're like, had to leave the room because the Italian blood was flowing. No, I'm serious. Yeah. And they're like, what's wrong with you guys? We're talking. That's not the
But at the end of the day, you're still family. You still love each other. You just, you have a difference of opinion, but that doesn't mean you hate each other.
No.
Just for a difference of opinion. Like, hate people for their actions, not for their opinions. I can see that.
Today's day and age, people hate you for your opinion.
Right.
Or dislike you very much for your opinion. And that's a sad day, the way we are now.
And people's brains are so different. I mean, you're going to have people with different opinions, no matter what.
Yes.
And you can take it all the way back down to, like, food. You may like some kind of food. I may hate that kind of food. Like, I hate spicy food. I can't stand spicy food. Right? Yeah. But that's because our brains are wired differently.
Well, you're a goalie, too. So.
Well, yeah, I'm a goalie in hockey, and he's a ref. So...
Hey, I play, too.
Quote, unquote, play. That's good. Nah. But, I mean, people's brains are just wired differently. So you're going to have difference of opinions. You're going to have different likes. You're going to have different dislikes. It's just, you're not going to have a society where everybody thinks and feels the same way about everything.
I don't want that.
Well, yeah, exactly. We don't want that. We want the diversity. I think one of the great things about living in Hawaii is that there is such a diverse ethnic culture around the neighborhoods and stuff, where you have people, you have Filipinos living next door to Vietnamese, living next door to Hawaiians and Samoans, and now a big influx of Micronesians, and you know, they have a recent release of Disney Plus. Did you see that?
I saw something about it. I don't know much about it because I don't watch much TV.
Well, I mean, so it's like a Netflix thing, and they're releasing all of their, not all of their videos, but they're putting a lot of content on the internet, so you can stream it and stuff like that. But what they're also doing is they're streaming a lot of their old Disney movies.
Oh, stuff they never used to let go.
Right, stuff from the vault, the Disney vault.
Yeah.
And this is stuff from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and stuff like that. And now there's a lot of people on social media and on the internet talking about, you watch these old movies, you can see like the racism, the stereotypes, and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's how it
Blazing
was.
Saddles. I think everybody needs to watch Blazing Saddles one time.
Why?
Have you ever seen it?
I think that's before my time.
Blazing, dude, you have to go watch. That is your mission for the next time I talk to you is watch Blazing Saddles. You want to talk the most racist, all around, get everything together kind of movie. It's a Mel Brooks movie with a black sheriff in a white town, and yes, you have to watch it. I think everyone needs to watch it. It couldn't be released in movie theaters today. There's no way. They would ban it. They would burn down the movie theater
Just for the racist connotations and stuff like that?
But it was all in humor.
Yeah.
It's weird because stuff that used to work, even with black actors, doesn't work today because people get so offended.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have somebody that is African American that is on the left and an African American on the right, they're going to bump heads because how can you be on that side and this side? Because you can't have your own opinion anymore. Yeah. I can't believe you haven't seen Blazing Saddles.
I haven't seen Blazing Saddles.
That's a travesty.
Well, have you seen Spaceballs?
I have. That's another Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that because I was a kid when that came out. We saw that in movie theaters. But even that, like, there's a lot of stereotypes in that movie.
There is. Like combing the desert.
Man, we ain't found shit.
With the big old pick.
Like
they all have the picks in there.
That's hilarious. Combing the desert, right?
So you can't say that.
Right. You can't go there anymore. It's like, why?
Not. It's just the way it was back then. You know, African Americans used to have picks in their hair when they walked around. That's just the way it was.
Yeah, I remember that in middle school. Like,
yeah.
That was the thing. They had like either an afro or like the flat top.
Yes.
Stick the pick
Kid and play.
Yeah.
Right. But if you bring that kind of stuff up, people are going to call you racist. People are going to be upset with you, and it's. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, but I digress. What do I know?
What do I know?
I'm a fireman.
We're just talking. So what's it like being a fireman here in Honolulu? How long have you been a fireman?
19 and a half. Different is challenging being a fireman here. I think the biggest challenge here is the downtime. And
Wait. The challenge is the downtime?
Oh, yes.
Like the volleyball, the jogging.
Not at my station.
The running around.
We don't have volleyball at my station.
What do you have, basketball?
We have 4 guys at my truck.
Yeah, 4 guys? What station are you at?
Wailupe, 23. Aina. Right down the street.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So like East Honolulu peeps,
Yeah.
This is a man in your area taking care of...
So when we wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the siren, that's the guy driving, not me. I'm in the back. We get complaints all the time. Why do you use the siren? Well, people need to know we're coming.
Well, I don't mind the siren. I mind the siren at like 2 a.m. when there's no one on the road.
Yeah, but our policy, you should know, our policy and procedure says if you have the lights on, the siren must be on.
Yeah.
You guys have a different policy for that, though. You guys can run lights without the siren? Are you not supposed
to? It depends on the situation.
Right.
It's a situational thing. And
not for us. Ours is either
because you guys want people to know that you're coming.
Yeah. And it all comes down to
sometimes the police, they don't want people to know they're coming.
Yeah.
They want to get there kind of silently. So
there's times that they have us do that too, but then we'll turn down the lights and the siren like blocks before. And then we'll slow our response down.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, it's not that annoying. I don't think the siren's that annoying.
It's annoying when they don't pay attention and pull to the side.
Oh yeah, during the high traffic times, yeah. It's not a huge problem here. I've seen it worse in the mainland where people just do not move for any emergency vehicles. Ambulance, fire.
Come right on
police.
the fire truck and I'll show you how bad it is.
At least they can see you guys coming, you know?
That's kind of funny because we kind of sense it the opposite because they don't see us coming. Because cars are built so quiet today where you can't hear the outside ambient noise.
That is true. Especially when like I'm blasting my rock music with my windows up.
You
my AC
listen to
blasting.
rock?
Oh, I'm a total rocker.
So is my son. So, yeah, the downtime at the fire station's hard. Especially when you got 4 guys.
Why is it hard?
So, while we're one of the busier engine companies in our battalion, Battalion 2. But there's times where we won't catch an alarm in a cycle, 3 shifts. So when you're at a fire station with 3 other guys for 24 hours and all you're doing is cleaning, maintenance, and cooking, if you're not with the right guys, it can be tedious and just downright boring, especially when guys don't like hockey.
So it's you. It's just you.
No, because they're closet hockey nuts. Because I will come back and they'll be sitting there watching hockey.
Oh,
I have that
closet hockey nuts.
Yes,
Closet.
they'll deny it, but then they'll go get my hockey stick out of my truck and they'll start playing the game because they refuse to lose to me. You know, that little hockey sauce game.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I caught them playing that the other day, and I'm like, see,
It is fun, isn't it?
yeah, right.
Oh, well.
It's addictive. But that's the hard part is the downtime. Because it can go from 0 to 100 in a blink of an eye.
So have you stopped looking to go to mainland departments? Kind of just settle down here?
Yeah, I'm actually glad I didn't get hired by that department, considering where their state is going.
What state was that?
California.
Oh, please.
Yeah. So
Well, you would have been over there fighting forest fires, brush fires, and stuff like that.
it was actually SFFD. And I scored 53 out of 7,000 people, and I never got a call. That should tell you something.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I had a chance to lateral over to Fremont Fire, but at that point I was past the halfway mark, and I didn't want to start from scratch. I mean, being a policeman, I don't know how you guys do it. I couldn't.
Yeah, especially recently there were those the protests going on in Kahuku, and they were throwing rocks and stuff at the police officers. They were holding the line, and these are just like bicycle cops, on a bicycle, not a motorcycle, on a bicycle.
Yeah.
And the only protection they have is a bicycle helmet. They're not fully padded up in armor and stuff with shields or anything like that. They just have a bicycle. And these guys, just started pushing back on them and the hitting the officers and stuff. So,
Yeah.
So the officers had to do what they had to do and arrest a bunch of the people up there. It's like, you can protest all you want, but once you start fighting against the cops who are just there doing their job.
I can't understand that.
I mean, the cops don't want to be there. They don't.
No. Especially
I've talked to some of them, and they do not want to be there holding the line, doing that kind of stuff. They'd rather be riding their bikes around Waikiki.
getting a tan.
Yeah, getting a tan, seeing the sights, that kind of thing. They don't want to be in Kahuku holding the sign against protesters.
Oh,
That's not why they're there. So don't be fighting against those guys.
their job is hard enough.
Yeah, that's their job to be there.
Like I said, I don't know how you do it. I'd be the guy that would be pulling people over and talking to them. Why are you driving so slow in the left lane?
Oh, I've done that.
Have you?
I've done
See,
that.
That's classic. I like that. I'm not going to give them a ticket. I would pull them over and just sit there and talk to them for half an hour as why they're in the left lane, making me more late. So, but I like you guys. You guys help us out a lot.
Yeah, some cities like New York, the police department, fire department kind of have some friction, kind of have some.
It goes like this.
Yeah.
We had some friction a while back.
Really? I don't ever remember any kind of friction between us and the fire department.
I do. How long you been in?
16?
So you were in when it all went down. You don't care who you are. We're gonna give you a ticket no matter what.
No.
Oh yes.
I would have never done that.
Because
you have discretion on who you can write.
Yes, yeah. There's one guy that I see now, and he like grovels every time I see him. He's like, "Oh, you're really a fireman?" I go, "I wasn't trying to get out of the ticket. I did it, but did you see why I did it? There was a truck in the left lane doing 35, and I went to go past him, and you step on a little to go around, and next thing you know, you're doing 60 to go past him, and I'm like, okay.
What's the thing? Speed limits here are so slow.
Yeah, this is right at Punahou. So
On the freeway?
Yeah, so you're going up
it's like
and
35, 45 over there.
yeah, so I go around him. He should have been in the left lane. He's a semi doing 35. And I go, and this is when I had my BMW. And I step on it, and I go to pass him, and next thing I know, there he is. I was like,
It's like a 4-lane freeway,
yeah.
45 speed limit. It's like, that doesn't make sense.
So I know he tagged me.
Mhm.
So I pulled over before he caught up to me. He's like, you know how fast you're going? I go, did you see why I was going so fast? He's like, I don't care. I was like, all right, I'll take my ticket. He goes, where you work? I go, I'm going to work now at the fire station. You're a fireman? I go, yeah. He's like, all right, sign here. We saw him later that day on a call. He's like, oh, you really are a fireman? I wasn't trying to get out of the ticket saying it. That's not. And he's just like, so I see him every now and then. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. I understand. But, discretion, right?
Well, yeah, because one of the things like a lot of officers deal with, especially here in Hawaii, where everybody knows everybody.
Yes.
They're like, hey, yo, my uncle's a cop. You know so-and-so?
Oh, no. See, I won't do that.
Bro, no.
I won't do that.
I don't care if you know somebody. Are you related to somebody? Like, is that your direct...
That's your first line. As
if it's your first line family, okay, I might cut you a break.
But that shouldn't be the first words out of your mouth.
No.
Yeah.
No. Especially if they give attitude. If they give attitude, it doesn't matter who you're related to.
I tell you what, if you have attitude, I think the ticket should be double.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just me.
And I've been there too. It's like they give attitude, and I was like, okay, call so and so.
Yeah.
Okay, so they call them. I talked to them on the phone. I was like, hey, you know what? I just pulled this person over, and they're like giving me attitude nonstop. Oh yeah, just tag them then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use your name from now on.
I don't know you. you play this video. It's like, see, this guy.
Wait, I'm gonna pull it up. Wait, it's gonna take me a minute.
Now, like going back to social media and stuff, like I'm not one to name call.
Okay.
But when you do something stupid, it's one thing to have a dumb opinion or, maybe a misguided or uneducated opinion, but I'm not going to name call you for that. But if you do something stupid, and I do stupid stuff all the time, so I'll take it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If I do something stupid, call me stupid.
Call me out. I have no problems with it.
Right. Like, that's when I'm going to name call people.
Yeah. Oh.
If you're driving slow in the left lane, I'm going to call you stupid because you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you should know better.
But then you'll get the dirty look. It's like, why are you looking at me? Well, because you're doing 35 in the left lane.
Yeah. Or if you're driving with the high beams on right behind me, I'm like... Sometimes.
So are you a brake checker then?
No.
Smart.
So one of my things with driving, when I see people doing stupid stuff on the road, either driving really crazy.
Yeah.
When I see people driving really crazy, I think to myself, and I say to myself this, that person's probably got explosive diarrhea, and he's just trying to get to a bathroom. So let him go. I've been there.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing. If he wants to speed by me, just let it go. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what I say to myself, and I just let it go. Because who knows? It could be.
Could be. But
He's
I have to be careful because my kid, well, you have kids too, so you know. But my son, I'll never forget the first time he said the F word. And I was just pulling out of my driveway. I got to the bottom of the driveway. I was like, fuck. And I start backing up because I had forgot something. And he's in the back seat. And he was, I think, 4 at the time. We started driving, and all of a sudden he's like, fuck. I was like, no, not allowed. And I'm like, okay, now I've really got to pay attention because now he's like, Papa, is he a dumb driver? I go, why? He's like, because you were shaking your head. I'm like, okay, yeah. He's like, but you didn't yell. I go, no, I can't yell with you in the car anymore. So,
they're going to learn those words. It's just the context. Well, I was in Italian, so what does that mean?
Sorry, stronzo or stronza?
Got to be the O, right?
Yeah, there you go.
The masculine of it?
Yeah.
What is stronzo?
Asshole, dick, right?
So you have a different man asshole and a woman asshole?
Well, that's masculine and feminine, right? That's why I have a hard time with you. I wish I would have paid attention to my grandfather when he was trying to teach me Italian. To this day, I kick myself that I didn't learn. And now it's hard for me to learn because I'm trying to learn.
So what are the kind of swear words you got?
Cazzo.
That's cazzo.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
C-A-Z-Z-O.
C-A-Z-Z-O.
Yeah. That's generic when you're Italian, and because there's not a whole lot of swear words.
I find that hard to believe in Italian.
There are, but I mean, Costco, we use it for everything. You stub your toe, right? You get mad at something. I like fafonkulo, especially with people that have never heard that word, especially here in Hawaii.
Fafonkulo.
Fafonkulo.
How do you spell that?
Oh, now you're asking me. V-A-N, fafonkulo.
Well, the V.
Yeah.
Fafonkulo.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Fuck you.
Okay.
Pretty much. That's the ultimate.
Now, if you're saying that to a woman, are you saying Vafonkula?
No, just gonna tell them to fuck off. So, but that's the one I like because then it's just for us, or the Italians, or anybody that knows it. When people ask what it is, it's just, oh, have a nice day. Right, that's the politically correct. Just have a nice day.
Yeah, my mom's Italian, so.
So some Italians say.
Sorry, Mom. You probably get a kick out of this episode.
Some Italians say fanculo instead of vaffanculo.
Do you curse in Italian?
At the firehouse?
At the firehouse?
Nah, they wouldn't understand.
Well, that's part of it.
So, are you from Hawaii?
Am I from Hawaii? No.
Where were you?
Yes and no. My dad was in the Army, so I'm an Army brat.
Okay.
Moved around a lot growing up. I was born in Texas, which my kids love that fact.
Really?
Well, they loved it when they were young. It's like, my dad's from Texas. He's a cowboy.
See, I can say something was not politically correct.
I was there for a year, I think.
There's like two things that come from Texas.
Full Metal Jacket reference right there, bud. That's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad was in the Army. We moved around a lot. My grandfather, half Japanese, half Hawaiian. So he was from here after World War II, or started after Pearl Harbor, joined the Army. We shipped off with the 442nd.
Oh, wow.
After World War II, met my grandmother in New York. She's Puerto Rican. So yeah, my dad was born in New York, half Puerto Rican, white. I mean, sorry, not white. Hawaiian and Japanese. I'm white, right?
Caucasian.
Right,
PC.
Caucasian. Sorry, PC. And then they eventually made their way back to Hawaii. So my dad did do a little bit of growing up out in Eva Beach. My grandfather's from Nu'uanu originally. Did the Coast Guard bring you to Hawaii?
Yeah, so I was actually in Long Beach, San Pedro, and I got my first choice on a cutter, a punt cutter, 82 footer. And the day I reported on board, they said, "Oh, we're going to Hawaii." I said, "Yeah, right. I've been trying to get on this boat for a long time." I said, "No, seriously, we're going to Hawaii." They go, "What? Just for a cruise? It's a small boat to come across the ocean." No, we're going permanently. And it just happened, and Niki had destroyed our cutter on Kauai.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it had picked up a catamaran, and it had lifted it up, and it took the catamaran right into the pilot house of the Coast Guard boat.
That was like, what, 94?
93. That was the Niki. I came here at the tail end of 93, and they were actually going to shut down the Coast Guard base, but Inouye got involved, said, "No, we need it." So we brought over the cutter, and they asked for volunteers to stay and get it set up. And I said, "I can do a 2-year stint in Hawaii."
2 years.
I did 3 here, and at the 3rd year they tried to send me someplace else, and I said, "I'll get out before I go there." So I got out, and then I went to paramedic school, became an EMT, and right before I finished, or right before I went to the paramedic school, I got a job with the fire department. EMS and fire was different back then. EMS, they were busy, but I remember being stationed out in Hawaii, and you know how it is. There's just some people that are like, "Oh man, why do there be a Holly here?" Actually, had said, "I don't want the Holly working on me." I'm like, "Okay, sit there. I'll go wait in the truck." So it happens. It happens everywhere. Yeah. DC was like that. There's always going to be somebody like that.
Like when they talk about people talk about like systemic racism and stuff like that, that's part of it right there. It's like, oh, I don't want the white guy helping me out. It's like, bro, I got a job as a public servant to help.
Yeah.
You don't want my help because of my race?
Yeah,
that's racist.
I couldn't understand that. That was probably my second run-in with systemic racism in Hawaii, and I've been here since '93. That was '98 that happened. So 5 years, just twice. And that kind of took me for a shock because I grew up in a town of 12,000 people, and we were tiny, and there was no black people, no nothing. We had a few Vietnamese that moved in, but then I went from that to Falls Church, Virginia, and Jeb Stuart High School, which was predominantly black. It was an eye opener.
Name Jeb Stewart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was an eye opener, and I had a hard time until they found out I could play basketball, and then I was one of the guys. No, I'm not even joking. I mean, we played. It's like, who's this white guy? And then they found out I could play basketball.
I'm not white. I'm Italian.
Right? Can't tell by looking, except for the nose. But coming here, different world. I mean, I still remember the guy's face. He's lying there bleeding, and I was like trying to talk to him. He's like, "I want the Holly taken care of me," and I'm like, "I'll just wait in the truck then." I don't get that. I'm here to do a job, to help you out.
Yeah.
One of my teachers told me, he's like, you see EMS going by and it's somebody's dying.
Yeah.
You see police going by, somebody's in trouble. You see fire going by, somebody's going to get help.
Yeah.
And that's the way people look at it a lot of the time, unfortunately. But everything's changed because, our dynamics, we're mostly medical now.
Yeah.
About 90%. So, but a lot of it is public relations.
It's a huge public relations thing, and I think one of the things about being a police officer that I always tell people, especially people that I trained, is that being a police officer is like the biggest acting gig you could ever have. And if you're not a good actor, you are going to have a tough time. You may still be successful, but it's going to be tougher for you because you have so many different roles that you have to take on in that one job. And people don't touch on this at all in training. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't touch on, hey, you have to be someone's counselor, you have to be someone's cop, you have to be someone's parent, you have to be someone's social worker, psychologist, all these things. I mean, you have to know how to, because a lot of times we get to the fires first, so we got to rescue people out of the house or run into a burning house before the fire department even gets there. How do we know how to do that? I don't know how to do that. I'm not trained or equipped to do that.
It's like
climbing trees. Hey, get my cat out of the tree.
You ever seen a skeleton in a tree?
For that.
I'm going to get in trouble for that, but you ever seen a skeleton in a tree of a cat?
A skeleton of a cat in a tree?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, neither have I. I've been doing this job a long time.
They get out of trees pretty easily.
Yeah. They get up, they can get down. But
they may sit up there and meow, but they'll figure it out. There's a small percentage of time where we're actually arresting someone, where a cop is actually placing someone under arrest or going into, a house or a domestic violence situation and taking one of the people away, or, a vast majority of the time we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're helping people that actually need help.
Oh, so kind of like us. You know how many times we go to calls and we help people and they don't go to the hospital? Yeah. We got a call early morning, and we're there, and can I help you? It's like, can you make me soup?
Yeah.
Like, she is an older lady. I was like, put us back in service. We sat there and I made her soup and we talked to her. And it's the ones that don't call every day. It's the ones that call every now and then. Because there are people that call, whether you want to face it or not, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, and I really hope I don't, but people call 911 because they're lonely.
There have been those, yes.
The elderly, they don't know what else to do. They really don't, and they're alone. They don't have any family, and
I had this one guy calling because he lost his wallet in his house, but he would call every couple of weeks saying somebody stole his wallet. Then nobody stole your wallet. I'll go over there. I'll help him look for it because I know where it is. Yeah. I've been there so many times. Dude, it's in your pant pocket that's hanging up in the bathroom.
So was he calling because he actually thought he did, or was he calling because he wanted interaction with somebody?
I think it was a little both.
Yeah. Because we get a lot of calls where people just want interaction with somebody because they're so alone. And those people that don't call that often, I have no problem calling and helping out.
Yeah.
So
But
Fire one, if you
you're
see this, don't get me in trouble.
if you're not ready to do that kind of public service, that these aren't the type of jobs for you.
No.
And there are guys that are in, or guys, people that are in the job now that don't see it as that and probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that come into the fire department with the misconception that we don't do that kind of stuff.
Right.
And the dynamics have changed drastically.
Right.
And that's what I said, that's why it's hard being a fireman, especially in Hawaii, is because we don't have the frequent fires like the Marco Polo.
Right.
We don't have that. So when that time comes, you better be on your game. Otherwise, somebody's going to get hurt or somebody's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So the downtime is hard because if you don't prepare for that one time, it's going to come to bite you.
Yeah.
So,
it's like 99% of the time is boredom.
yes.
And that 1% of the time is like
99%.
adrenaline fueled.
Yeah. We have one.
Go, get it done.
We have one girl at our fire station, and I give her gas all the time. She's really good. She tries really hard, and I wish she was on my watch actually, because she works that hard as a firefighter, and she's new and she's all gung ho, and so every time she gets all dressed up for the fire, right, and then we get canceled, she says this look on her face, it's like, oh, dressed up and no place to go, huh? And she's like, shut up. So so every time she comes in the morning, I always tell her, hey, we had a big fire last night. She's like, I was like, we did. It turned out to be a flare on the road. She got called for that. So
There's a flare on the
yes,
road. Call the fire
people
department.
call all the time. They call because they stubbed their toe or they broke the faucet and they can't turn off the water. But that's what this job is about. And if you're not ready for that, you gotta
I had a
find
guy
another
fall
job.
in the shower.
Yes.
And he was all soaked up, had shampoo in his hair and everything, and he couldn't rinse off.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
had fallen in the bathtub.
We do it all.
That was fun.
We do it all.
Nah, that's sarcasm right there. It wasn't fun.
It's fun if you have the right crew. It really is.
Right.
If you have the right guys or girls or female, whatever, on your truck or working with you, if you have somewhat of a sense of humor or something to break the levity, it can be fun.
And that's why, like, a lot of like military personnel, law enforcement personnel, and probably fire personnel, they have like a dark sense of humor.
Yes.
Part of the reason is because this is your job to take care of all of these dark times in human life. Like, and if you don't have some sort of sense of humor, it's going to get to you and eat you up.
Yeah. It definitely is gonna chew at your soul and on your inside.
I have people tell me, "How do you find that funny?" I'm like,
You have
that's
to.
how you kind of get over it.
Yeah, as long as you can acknowledge that and express it and talk about it, that's how you get through some of these times. It's like we had a call at Cocoa Head, the guy breaks his leg, and I'm sitting there talking to him, laughing at him, and he's looking up at me, and he was a good sport. He's like, I'm so sorry, guys. You know what? I love you right now because you did at the bottom half of the trail, and you're not at the top. So I'll carry you down from here any day. But if you're at the top, okay, we're going to have a talk. But he was laughing, and we're going back and forth, and everybody's in good spirits. And I mean, he felt so bad. I'm like, this is nothing. I'll take this any day. So it's. I mean, but if you're working with the right crew, great. If you're not, it takes a long shift.
Your coworkers definitely make a huge impact on whether or not you have a good job or a bad job.
Yes, and whether you want to
People
go
you're
to work or not.
Mm-hmm.
And, I remember standing at Starbucks. I was actually in uniform, and I was going to Hawaii Kai to relieve one day. And I was at Starbucks getting coffee on the way there. And the lady looks at me and says, "Oh, are you going to come and protest?" I'm like, "Protest what?" She goes, "Here, come and march with us." And I go, depends on what you're talking about, because I'm not a big protester guy. I'll talk all day, but I won't protest. Unless they're going to take away my Second Amendment, then I'm going to protest. But she's like, "We're going to go march against Trump." And I go, bad news. I voted for him. And she gave me the dirtiest look and walked away. And I don't understand that, because back in the day, see, my grandfather was probably the smartest guy I ever knew. He told me three things. There's three things he never discussed. It's religion, politics, and sports. So my grandfather would sit there in his chair like this, watch TV, and he'd do his one little line, and they'd turn and watch TV, and he'd let everybody else fight about it. Well, he just sit there and laugh.
Ignore the rest.
Yes, he just saves one little line and then just continue to let everybody else fight.
Just stoking the fire. Right?
Yeah.
Throw some coal on that.
But I grew up in a Democrat household. My uncle actually served in the Minnesota Congress as a senator. I have another really good friend that's a Supreme Court judge in Minnesota, and that whole area was Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I grew up. I was always a Democrat. Mm-hmm. Now I vote depending on the person.
Yeah.
And it's not about Democrat or Republican or Independent. It's how I feel about that person.
Yeah.
And when people lose the ability to talk or openly communicate about their opinions, I think everybody loses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it is today, where you can't even say that you voted for this individual without getting backlash.
Right.
But
what's the purpose of backlashing at someone for who they voted for?
because you have a different opinion, you can't have
Right. You can't have a different opinion. You have to be part of that.
No.
You know.
It's amazing that people are so willing to offend you based on your opinion. But if you have an opinion against them, they'll take it offensive and call you all sorts of names.
Mm.
I don't care what your opinion or who you voted for. I just want to understand where you're coming from. So, but I digress. What do I know? I'm a fireman.
I know either.
That's why I'm a fireman. I know how to put out fires. I know how to play with water.
That's important stuff. You know how to play with water. See, we can make hose jokes all day too.
Yeah, we can.
Volleyball jokes, gardening jokes.
Yep.
You know, fire stations. The lawns and stuff are pretty well maintained. Fire stations.
Have to.
See you guys mowing the lawns.
That's why I like my fire station, because we have a very small area. Very small. I mean, we have the tea leaf in front. Actually, when we were redoing it, a lot of us went and bought our own plants and cut our own tea leaf and regrew it and whatever. But a lot of the community saw that, because for the longest time we had nothing in front. We had this dead mock orange, and it just looked like crap. And so we started taking care of it, and we did one side and then started doing the other. And all of a sudden we'd start seeing pots of plants show up.
Just people bringing them.
And we're not allowed to take stuff from people, right?
Gratuities.
And they know that. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's a pot and it's like, okay, where did this come from? There's no note, no nothing. So the community, I mean, we have a very old station, 1949, I think, and it's in a very dangerous spot. That's one of the hardest things, is pulling out of that station.
Right, because you're along Kalani Highway.
Yeah, and it's on a kind of a blind turn. People don't see us. There was one HPD guy. He was a sergeant in that district. I don't know this district, whatever you guys call it. Mm-hmm. But he retired now. But he used to sit right by the fire station and have a sign on the back of his truck, slow down. And he was another one that would pull people over and sit there and talk to them. You know, this is very dangerous what you're doing, because we had just had an accident in front of the station. Not caused by us. It's just amazing that people use that as a highway. Lazy.
Well, it's a highway.
No, speed limit is 35. I don't know how you can call
it's
it.
It's not a highway.
I don't know if you
35.
That's what I mean. I don't know how you can call it a highway when it's 35 miles per hour. I don't get that.
Yeah, the roadways here it's a whole nother. You could have a whole nother podcast about the roadways and the highways and the freeways here and how they're constructed and the idiocy that went into that. It's not necessarily idiocy. A lot of it is because of how the roads were built through like the 1800s and the 1900s, and they just built on top of those roadways.
Yeah,
and that's just how it was.
It's hard. When I first got into EMS in 98, I got hired by City and County EMS, and we used to have pagers. They would beep, tell us we had an alarm. You go to the truck, and they would tell you the street and all that. And this is where my Caucasian mainland comes in, right? I'd run out to the truck and I'd say, so responding. Like, we need you. Da, 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 da. I was like, can you spell that for me? They're like, this has got to be Sabatini. I'm like, yeah,
it is.
Can you spell that for me again, please? Because It's hard. So I mean,
So Hawaiian words.
oh
with the street
yeah,
names and stuff?
that's why I can't be a dispatch because I can't do that. I can't say the words.
Yeah.
I've been here a long time, but I still have a hard time.
That's a huge issue with law enforcement, with police getting to and from places. Now, most officers, they work in a set area for a number of years, so they get used to it and stuff. But the dispatchers, they rotate. So, especially when you get new dispatchers that aren't used to the Hawaiian names,
Yeah.
and they're all like all the street names are, almost all of them have Hawaiian names, but.
The hardest I had,
hard.
I worked part time on Kauai. When I got in the fire department, I kept my medic license and I was working on Kauai. I used to have even a harder time on Kauai because I actually lived on Kauai, but the roads are different. I mean, dispatches would be like, 22, we would need you at this house. It's 3 street lights up. Then at the basketball hoop, you make a right, and you go down the road, and then you see the big carcasses on the fence, and you make a right. It's 2 houses down, and that's how they went because there's no street signs, and I'm like going, that's crazy.
It's still very, very rural.
Yes, very. And I'm like driving, I'm like, okay, there's the basketball hoop, there's the pig carcasses, there's the house.
Yeah. Or like working in Kalihi, if the dispatcher mispronounced the street name, it could be a different street. And so you get multiple officers coming on the radio, like, do you mean this street or do you mean this street?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check.
Yeah. See, thank God for MDTs because without the MDT, I'd be lost. So we went from pagers. When I first got to 23, Guadalupe, we had index cards.
Oh, wow.
So, so we had a table and index cards, and you go and you roll it, you pull up the street name, and it'll tell you how to get there. Turn right, 3 streets down, turn left. And that's how you got there. Now we have computers that you have a little map, Google,
GPS has completely revamped how emergency responders get to places.
Yes.
Like, because I remember when I first started, we didn't have any of that.
No.
And this was back in 2003.
Yep.
So, I mean,
we didn't
it's
either.
not that long ago.
No.
And this was like, we had a map book.
Yep.
And you had to look up the street name in the back and go to the page it was, and then try to find it with the grid name. Yeah. And then figure out your path to get there.
See, we still have map books because for us, a lot of the streets and a lot of the complexes, we have to know more specific portions about the complexes, where hydrants are and where this house is, how long the lead is. So everybody has a map book, but it's their personal map book. But we have the MDT and how to get to that street or to that house. Before, none of that. So I remember EMS going that way and us going that way. We're like, okay, are we going to the same call, right? But it's changed.
Yeah, GPS has really revamped how first responders get to places and stuff like that. And I think it's decreased our response time, which is good.
Yes.
Right? You want to lower response time.
Plus the notes that come in on it tells you what's going on.
Oh yeah,
that's huge.
With computer-aided dispatch now, like with the person relays on the phone, gets put right onto the computer screen, so you don't have someone coming over the radio verbalizing it. I mean, you still do, but you also have it written out, so where you can read all that.
Yeah,
and that's such a huge help.
Especially when you see in the bottom it says HPD corresponding, like
right. Okay. And you see the real impact of it when our system goes down.
Yes.
And we have to go back to index cards.
Yes.
And dispatchers relaying things on the radio. And it's like, wait, what? Can you repeat that?
When radios
can you repeat that again?
When radios don't work like you're used to them working, it makes the job so much harder.
Yeah.
So technology is great, but it also sucks at the same time.
Yeah, because it's made the technology's made us more reliant on the technology itself.
Yeah.
So, when I was training officers, I would not allow them to use GPS.
Okay. Oh, I
would force them to use map books.
We still do map drills where our captain go here. He'll give us a blank piece of paper with the streets on it, and you have to name the streets.
Because you never know when that GPS is going to go down, or it's going to give you the wrong directions, or what. That does happen.
So I've been at 23 for a long time. This is my second stint there, and we have this wall map, and it's got the grids on it. And even when streets come in that I know for sure where I'm going, I still go look at the map. I know exactly what it is. And it's just out of habit that I'm reaffirming I know exactly what I'm doing, which is rare. That's comes and goes.
Yeah, so even with the advent of technology, you still have to go back and learn and know, the old, quote unquote, old ways of looking up things on paper.
Well, we live on an island. A hurricane brought me here. Hawaii was a mess when I got here. There's very little electricity when I got here.
Yeah.
If anything happened to this island, if a major hurricane hit this island and everything went down, you better know what you're doing and where you're going, because no computer's going to help you at that point. So.
I just saw a cool video on YouTube a few days ago. It was one of the military's newest carriers, Gerald Ford.
Okay.
New super carriers, and they were doing maneuvers and turning, and banking and turning really hard. One of the cool things you see in that is that in the control deck, they have like a big map, and they have a ruler and a grease pen, and they're still measuring all on paper. They're not using computers to do all that. And one of the guys had one of those.
Not a sextant.
Yeah,
really.
Where he's looking at the horizon and stuff. They were using that on one of the military's newest aircraft carriers. Like, they're still using technology from.
Well, they have to, because
back.
If you can't do that, so when I was in the Coast Guard, I remember our quartermaster using a sextant, and he did it because he loved using it, but he still used the grease pencil and the maps and all that. But if the maps aren't accurate, you get an old map, you're screwed. Because there's shoals out there that all of a sudden just popped up out of nowhere. But I know a lot of people. I don't know how it is in the military now, because I've been out since '95. But back then, you had to know how to use a sextant in order to get promoted. So if you don't know how to use it, you can't get promoted.
Right.
So,
but that's good. I mean,
it's just great.
You should know how to use old technology that is reliable.
Yeah.
And not just know how to use GPS and a computer screen. I mean, know how to use that too, but.
Yeah. Kind of like when you forget a computer for your podcast. It's an interesting world.
All right. Whoops, see, there's my timer.
Perfect.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hope it turns out.
It'll turn out. And as always.
But he's got to watch Blazing Saddles.
I got to watch Blazing Saddles. Not Spaceballs isn't enough, though.
No. Spaceballs is here. Blazing Saddles is up here.
Stay happy, boy. Thank you.